Well, good morning, Web Spiders. Today's Tuesday. It is April 16th, 2019. And the first thing I'm going to do is check birthdays in the web. Because I had a couple kids come in today and say it was their birthday. However, I don't have any birthdays on the list. So I don't have any recorded birthdays on April 16th. So if you said it was your birthday today, maybe you're thinking it's coming up. Not quite sure. Okay, but I'll double check that list, and if I have some announcements to make later, I'll let you know. I've got some guidance homework winners today, so if you did your guidance homework, you can show up to Mrs. Glendenning's office after announcements and get a prize. In Miss Machito's class, we have Mackenzie, Eli, and Renee. In Mrs. Williams' class, we have Riker Jones, Rhett McManus, and Darby Jukes. In Mrs. Williams' class. In Mrs. Kinsey's class, we have Ruby Zeich, Gentry Jewell, and Harlow Doherty. In Mrs. Goral's class, we have Haley Hudspeth, Paisley Hill, and Kata Businger. In Mrs. Bridges' class, we have Libby Melton. And in Miss Lazelle's class, we have Nina Jesse. So way to go. Thanks for doing your guidance homework. Make sure you get your prize from Mrs. Glendenning's office. Do you remember this little thing that went home last week called the egg drop? Now, you're not required to participate in this, but it's something kind of fun. On Friday afternoon, we will go out on the blacktop playground. And if you have designed a container for me to put an egg in and drop it to see if it will protect the egg and the egg will not break, you will be participating in our egg drop contest. So that is pretty awesome. That's Friday, and you have to bring it to school with you in the morning. Have you been responsible? I sure hope so. I'm trying to think. There was an example of responsibility, and I thought that was so simple. You just had to do what you were expected to do. So this morning when I saw kids coming in the building with quiet voices and walking feet, they were being responsible, very responsible. A responsibility is something you're expected to do. Let's talk about the internet. Let's talk about responsibility on the computer and using the internet. Taking care of your personal safety. Each of us is responsible for our own personal safety, which means we're expected to not do things that put ourselves in danger. Because of this, teachers and parents expect kids to use the internet responsibly. They teach kids how to only view sites that are safe, and they expect kids to avoid sites where they might find content that isn't appropriate or healthy for young people. I know my 3rd and 4th graders know this better than anybody, because a lot of times we check your history to see where you've been on the computer. And it's not to be mean or to try to control what you're doing. It's to keep you safe. Being responsible in how we use the internet means we do, as teachers and parents, instruct and only go to the sites we know are safe. That's what we do. We only go where we're given permission to. What if you're not responsible on the internet? You might see things that aren't safe. You might interact with people who want to harm you. Your parents and teachers can trust you to use can they trust you to use the computer by yourself? I hope so. So if you're responsible, we can trust you. If you're irresponsible, you may get that privilege taken away. That would be a consequence for being irresponsible. Clock lesson. I tried to really trick you today. So let's look at this clock for just a second. Oh my goodness. Tricky, tricky, tricky. So the small hand and the big hand are kind of lined up. So it's kind of hard to see, but the little hand is just a little bit after 1. So that means it's 1 something. We got to figure out 1 what. Remember, our numbers we count by 5, but I can't go to 10. So it's 5, and 1 little tick past that would be 6. So it's 6 minutes after 1 o'clock, or 1:06. That's what the time on our clock says. That one's kind of tough because they're like right there. So it's 1, 5, 6. I can count the little ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, still 6 minutes after 1 o'clock. Good job. At this time, if you'll stand and push your chair in, let's have a moment of silence. And now for our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so let's talk specials today. We do not have a guest teacher in PE, so if you're in the combo group in that 4th grade rotation, you're going to take your Chromebooks to the music room today. First graders and third graders. First graders and third graders, you will report Mr. Buchan's going to watch you today during that time. And I think you're reporting to the music room. You could be reporting to the gym. Anyway, first grade and third grade, Mr. Buchan is taking music and gym, so no big deal. For second grade, I believe Mrs. Harris volunteered to take you. Nope, it was kindergarten. Okay, let me back up. First and third are covered by Mr. Buchan. Fourth grade's also covered by Mr. Buchan, but those fourth graders need to take their Chromebook to the music room. And kindergarten, you will need to have your jackets if you have PE today. And Mrs. Harris is going to cover that PE class for us. And I think you guys are going to go outside and play on the playground. Okay, so the only rotation we don't have covered right now is second grade. So if there's a second grade teacher that wants to keep their kids during that time, or give them an extra recess or take them to the gym to do something. In the meantime, we'll work on getting coverage for that. Okay, I think that's about it. It's kind of confusing. Big shout out to Carson tonight. Carson is going to represent us in the Johnson County Spelling Bee. It takes place at 6:30 this evening at Needham Elementary. I'm going to be there to cheer him on. And then a huge shout out to the cast and crew of Wonder the Play. And a very big special thank you to our ladies in the cafeteria that have been helping with the play, and to Mrs. Andrews and to Mrs. Bartram. That plays at 7 o'clock tonight. And I know that kindergarten, first and second, you got to watch it yesterday afternoon. Third and fourth, you'll get to watch it this afternoon. And then tonight is the big event, 7 o'clock right here at Webb. So good luck to the Wonder crew. Boy, you guys have developed some grit and determination and have persevered. This is not an easy task, and you've done it. And so I can't wait to see you guys celebrate with your production tonight. Here's our creed. I'm a member of the Webb family. I take pride in myself and my school. I promise to do these things every day. I will only say positive things about myself and others. I will respect and trust others. I will insist on giving my personal best. I will discuss and listen actively. I will expect and give truth and honesty. I am glad to do my part to make Webb School a place where everybody is somebody special. Make it a great day in the Webb Spiders. It's a terrific Tuesday. And as always, make sure you're doing it right.